Hello, my most amazing artists. Today we're going to be creating a work of art inspired by Mexican sun and moon art. And this is perfect because we do have our eclipse coming up. Now remember, a solar eclipse is when the moon travels in front of the sun, blocking out the sun completely. Now we're not going to create a full eclipse here, of course, but this is a nice design kind of inspired by this awesome moment that we have coming up. So what we're going to be using today, you can actually use whatever you'd like. Whatever you have at home is fine. You can use crayons, you can use colored pencils, you can use markers. I actually used markers and crayons for mine, but whatever you have at home is fine. If you just want to do a line design with pencil or Sharpie, whatever you've got is perfectly fine. This is also going to be a great practice, great reminder of a few things that we've talked about. The elements of art, lines, shapes, color. And our color scheme today is going to be warm and cool. Warm for the sun, cool for the moon, as well as patterns. Almost forgot. So grab some materials. You will also need something that is in the shape of a circle. So we're going to trace a circle for the middle part here. You would not believe the amount of things you have at home that are in the shape of a circle. I pulled some here to show you. You can grab something like a lid is a great one. I've got some rolls of tape. You can even use a bowl or a plate. Just be careful because, this one's ceramic. I don't want to drop it. But what I'm going to use, let me get my paper here. All right. I'm going to use my roll of tape because my plate's a little bit bigger than I was wanting it to be. So I'm going to place my circle right in the middle of my paper here. You can start with pencil if you would like. I'm going to go ahead and dive right in with a black marker. You can have a regular black marker, or I'm going to use a Sharpie here to show you. Go ahead and trace your circle. So I'm going to start with that circle for the sun and the moon in the middle there. Boop. There you go. And to create the moon on one half and the sun on the other half, I could just make one curved line like a crescent. However, I'm going to mix it up a little bit and give my moon a little nose here. So to do that, an easy way to do that is to start with just a dot right in the middle of your circle. And then we're going to make two curved lines. So start at the top. Make one curved line to the dot, another curved line to the bottom. Beautiful. All right, now let's give our sun and moon a face. We're going to make the sun awake because normally we are awake during the sun hours. And we're going to close one eye for the moon. Okay, for the moon, we just make a curved line like that. For our sun, we're going to make kind of a football shape or ellipses like that. Add some eyelashes. Keep it simple. All right, you can always add more details later. Circle inside for the open eye. For the mouth. Okay, what I did is I started at the bottom here. I made a curved line. Let me make that a little longer. All right. And then I gave my sun and moon some lips, little curved lines on the ends. And then if you want, you don't have to, but I did add some circles for some cheeks because a lot of the Mexican sun and moon art will add some pops of color on the cheeks there too. Completely up to you. Now, if you look, my moon is a little bit more off to the side. That's because I made my curved lines pretty curvy, pretty deep. If you want it to be a little bit more in the middle like mine, maybe don't make it as curved or move it over a little bit. All right, now for the background, what I'm going to do is start by splitting my paper in half. Okay, because we're going to make some different lines on both sides for the sun and the moon. Continue that down at the bottom here. And for the sun, to make it look like the sun's rays are kind of popping out from that middle piece of the sun here, I'm just going to make some straight lines coming out, radiating out like this. Just a few to start with. And then we can always add some more patterns, lines, shapes, details like that. So that's the sun half. For the moon, I'm going to follow the curve of my moon. So leave some space, follow the curve. You can make them as thick or as thin as you would like. Because you can always add more, remember. Keep going. Ooh, I made that one real wide. That's all right. And then maybe I'm going to start a little bit off. Maybe I'll go right here. Off the edge. Like that. If it's uneven, it's completely fine. I'm going to continue my curved lines all the way off the corners. All right, so that's a great start. Now is the really fun part, I think, is starting to add in those patterns. So we're using things that we know. Lines like this. We've got wavy lines, bumpy lines. Okay, we've got circles or dotted lines. We've got rectangles, triangles, patterns of, I started with black and white here. It's up to you. So start adding, maybe I'll make some skinny lines here. Start adding some designs. Remember, patterns are just made by repeating lines and shapes and colors again and again. Repeat them again and again, and you get a pattern. All right, so I can do this all the way around. You can add some other shapes. I use triangles because they're very directional. It looks like they're pointing out this way. So it kind of reminds me of the sun's rays and warmth kind of shooting out from the sun like that. But you can use whatever shapes you like. So in mine, from the start here, I did do some rectangles as well. I kind of did some long, skinny ones to create more movement because I thought squares might be too short. Oh, kind of looks like a road. Okay, so continue that around. Keep adding other, maybe I'll add some other lines here. Maybe this section is only lines like this, or maybe I can add zigzags in there. Like that. Have fun with it. The moon side, what I did with the moon, I kind of did some softer curves instead of points like what we have here with my triangles. So there's a lot of wavy lines and bumps and circles, kind of softer lines. So maybe I'll start with a wavy line. Whoops. That kind of follows the curve. Like that. Maybe add some circles inside of this one. Repeating circles. You can make maybe big circles, little circles. Oh, that's a good idea. Create a pattern there. Little, big, little, big, little, half. Little, big, little, big. My big ones are getting a little wacky. So keep going until you fill however many spaces as you want. Let's see, maybe I'll do some nice curved lines or bumpy lines like that. Hopping around. Maybe I'll do some inside as well. Look at that. The more you add, the more fun it is. I enjoy adding patterns. There's a lot happening here. So keep going until you fill as much space as you'd like. Then you can start adding color. Now the colors I chose, remember, we focused warm colors on this side for the sun. Remember, warm colors, red. Where's my red? Red, orange, and yellow. Those are warm colors. They make us think of warm things like the sunlight. Cool colors on the moon half. Cool colors are green, blue, and purples. And there's different kinds of purples, different kinds of blues, different kinds of greens. Those are the cool colors. So mix it up however you'd like on each side. Like I said, I did use both crayons and markers, whatever you have at home. Just have fun with it. So maybe this side I'll use marker, silly me. Taking my time. This is really relaxing for me. especially with markers, the smooth markers. And remember, it's all right if you get outside the lines a little bit. This is just for fun. All right, where's that? Maybe I'll do, where's my yellow? Oh, let's see here. I'm going to use yellow for the face. The face does not have to be, the sun does not necessarily have to be yellow. As long as it's a warm color, it's perfectly fine. I just chose yellow to match, you know, the sun a little bit. You can always, it's a light color too. You can always add more colors around it. If you look at my original one I made, I did add some kind of highlights and shadows here. So the inside is a lighter blue and a lighter yellow. And then around the edges, I darkened it up a little bit to add more interest so it wasn't so flat looking. Okay, so have fun. Remember, warm, cool colors, patterns, lines, shapes, the sun and the moon. Enjoy the eclipse, and I will see you soon. Have fun, do your best, and rock it out. Bye.